Hey everyone, it's Grant here. Welcome back to the channel, and today I'd like to talk to you about Osome, which is a great accounting package and service, I guess, for small businesses in the UK. So if you're using Etsy, eBay, Shopify, selling using PayPal somehow, all these other different ways of selling and generating income, and you can't keep track of your accounts, then Osome is a fantastic solution. I'll put a link up here to a video I've done previously, introduction to Osome and how I found it really beneficial. Today I'm going to do a deep dive and go into the screen and actually talk you through the different benefits, the different tabs, and how you can actually use the system to your benefit. So that's enough waffling from me, and let's get straight into this video. So here we go, we're going to go straight into this and talk through Osome. I'm going to bring up my Mac screen, I'll go down to the corner and we'll talk about how you can really find and use Osome essentially to the best of its ability and really get everything you need out of Osome. What you'll first notice about Osome is that it's a very clean looking system. I personally like that. You get some of these admin systems these days and they're so overcomplicated. You've got menus upon sub-menus upon different options, and it gets very confusing. And I think people like Amazon have done it best. Whilst they've got millions of products, it's very simple to navigate, and that's what I really like about Osome. So just a note on here, underneath the hood of this is Xero, which is a well-respected, established and well-known accountancy package. And this is almost like a service and a layer on top to give you that almost like human interface, that hand-holding process. I think I said this previously before, that one of my downfalls, I guess, is accountancy. I just don't understand the math behind it. I don't understand VAT returns, what's best, what is tax deductible, what isn't. And also as well, if you get it wrong, you could be in line for an investigation, which is costly and extremely stressful. If you don't get it done on time, there's penalties. So having a system like Xero is great, but what about if you've got a question? How do you move forward? What do you do? Why do I do that? How do I do that? What's the best way to do this? What's the best way to do that? You can't ask Xero that. It's a self-service solution. That's why Osome really comes into its own. So just skip forward on the screen recording that I done earlier. And what you'll see here is that there's no tasks here. So what that means is that that bar or that page essentially fills itself with any task that you've got to do. Now that could be, heads up, your end of year returns are due in 5 days. It could be you've got to match up this receipt to something. It could be that we've got a question, or they've got a question, should I say, about a particular item, and it all sits there on your dashboard. In reverse, you can also ask the system a question. So you start a new conversation as it's doing here. Hello, I've got this receipt, I've paid VAT. Is that okay? Is it not? Is this tax deductible? Is it not? And it appears on your homepage. And it's essentially like an instant messenger or a chat service where there's someone sitting in the background, a qualified accountant or your account manager, someone that can actually answer the questions that you really need to know the answers to. And as you'll see there, you'll get the date and time, so you know exactly when you've answered those questions. There's a history of the back of it, so there's different conversations going on, and you can rate the response that you've got. So it's a really simple and intuitive system to use. On here you can see your dashboard, so let's just flip over to the dashboard, and that's an overview of your business essentially. So what you'll see here is the total balance, so that's a balance taken from your bank account. Why is that good, Grant? I get that, you can look at your bank to do that, but can your bank bring across all this information at once? You've got the balances. Main bank account, my next unicorn. So there's multiple bank balances you could have in here. So let's say you've got your online store, and you've got some of your accounts or some of your revenue going from PayPal into one account. It might be going from eBay into another account. Just to simplify the process, this can handle multiple bank accounts. You might have different accounts in different denominations or different currencies. You can handle this. Also shows you the bills you need to pay. That's quite key for me. As a small business, A lot of my purchases are instant. I go on Amazon, I need this resource, I need that resource, I pay for it on a card, done and dusted. That's fairly simplistic. There are some things that I get done on invoice terms, or I know that are due to come up. And what I don't want to do as a small business is, one, get behind on paying people. I don't want that to affect my business credit rating. I don't want it to be a bad mark against me. And also as well, number two, I want to support other small businesses. Me not paying another small business on time has a knock-on effect to them. So, we're all in this together. Let's pay people on time, obviously when we can, subject to cash flow, to make sure that everyone's on the same level as us. Invoices owed to you. So you might have amounts that are owed to you for various different services. So they can all go on here. And then the bills you need to pay. So it breaks it down. You've got Xero, you've got ABC Furniture, you've got Power Direct. That could be utilities, it could be supplies. It could be reoccurring invoices. So let's say you've got a subscription to Marmalade, which is the Etsy SEO product. You can stick it on here. And that will also help you with forecasting. So right, actually, come June, I've got to pay out £1,162. Great. What revenue did I bring in last month? £1,100. So you're £62 short. Just as an example. So all this really, really helps with forecasting and to understand exactly what's going on in your business at any one time. And that's really fundamental to know what's going on so you can forecast, you can project what's coming in out of stock, what's going out of stock, what can I afford, what can't I afford. And this is what this dashboard essentially gives to you. It brings it all into this one cohesive area. So let's jump forward to accounting. And you'll see here you've got a list of your recent transactions. So on here, just pause it there, you'll see the date down one side, so you know exactly on the date that transaction happened. The invoice, so that's a physical invoice that you've got associated to that, which you can upload, or you can provide supporting documentation. That could be a receipt, an invoice, a quotation, which you can upload via the system. The description, atrium car parks, that's a car parking fee, Amazon offered supplies, that could be entertainment, it could be anything. And also the bank account that it come out of. Again, if you've got multiple bank accounts, what account did that come out from? And then obviously the amount, credit, a debit, a minus, a plus. And then the status, what you'll see there is you can actually upload further information. So on there, you just click status, and you'll be able to upload that supporting documentation, which then helps the accountant at the end of the year from Osome to understand exactly what's going on and why you've got that. You've then got your company information, all pretty standard stuff. So company name gives you a countdown to your accounting period, which I also believe will appear on your dashboard also, but it's good to have it in the back of your mind. And all this information can be seen there. Email for documents. So what that is if you've got supporting documentation, as I said, for your transactions, you can either upload it via Osome, or you can just email it. So you've got a unique email address. This one is my-next-unicorn-1198@my.osome.com. So you can simply, you've got an invoice, you've got an attachment from Amazon, your business account, utilities from Npower or Eon, whoever it might be. You can simply forward that email straight to your dedicated and unique Osome address, and it'll add it to your file. As simple as that. No worrying about it or what's got to happen. And why am I so persistent about saying about this? What I find is really, really useful is to keep on top of this stuff on a daily basis. There's no point, you see at the bottom there, you've got 200 odd days to the end of your year's accounts. There's no point waiting till you've got 10 days left till your end of accounts due. Sitting there in a mad rush, bits of paper everywhere. And believe you me, I've done exactly this. It's stressful. You don't know what happened 342 days ago. What was that invoice for? What was that? And you start to guess. Then you start to get yourself in trouble. Was that a true transaction? Was it not? What happened? Have I got the supporting documentation? Let's sort my emails out. Let's search through my emails. It's an absolute pain in the arse. And this sorts that out. This, because it's so simplistic, with your dashboard, knowing exactly what's going on, with that ability to answer questions, with your unique email address, add all those three elements together. it will take you 5 minutes a day. End of the night, you've done all your work, you've done your business, you're getting down, you're sitting down, cup of tea, or if you prefer a cup of coffee, sit down, 5 minutes, transactions for the day, 1, 2 or 3 transactions. We're a small business, we're not going to have 100, but even if you had 10, 15 transactions, it will take you a minute a transaction, 10 minutes out of your day, rather than sitting there last minute and spending days upon days going through that information and really struggling on what you've got to do. So then you go back into your files, and this is where you'll see what you've uploaded. So it'll give you, again, time and date stamp. You can categorize it, so it's either accounting, it's supplies, it's expenses. So this would be something, again, like we've talked about before, so you can filter it by date, by the name, and also if you have emailed this in, it will also appear in here also. You can also got some of your settings in here, so you can access, you can add different bank accounts, you can connect it to Xero, as you would do, so that's your under the hood accountancy package. You'll see there's an API key. So a lot of systems work on APIs, so they hook into your data. So there may be third-party applications that want to hook into this. That could be PayPal, it could be Etsy. So they can actually feed real-time information into Osome, and obviously into Xero as well. So it's giving you real-time information, real-time statistics, so you are bang on the money. You know exactly what's going on at any one time. And obviously the logout function, as you expect, to make sure it's 100% secure. So this is an all-encompassing system. As you can see, you've got everything that you would need to really manage your accounts on a daily basis. And don't forget, you've got loads of accounting packages. There is Xero, there is Sage, which is fairly intensive, I'll be honest with you. There are QuickBooks, there's many. What Osome does for you is that additional layer, that what if, how can I help? Giving that data in an easy to use format. How can you get that information to you as simply as possible, number one. And number two, if you've got a question, how's it going to be answered? QuickBooks won't answer it. They're not there for advice. You'd need an accountant. An accountant would charge you several £100s a month retainer, or you would do the alternative, which is what I said you shouldn't do, which is you wait to the end of the year, you store it all up, you go to your accountant with QuickBooks, with a bunch of paper, and you say to them, here you go. And they look at it and say, wow, that's a lot of work. It's going to cost you several £100, a few thousand. My accountant previously, before using these types of systems, was charging just over £2,000. This system, I think, is around about £100, £150 a month. So one, it's cheaper. Two, it gives you access to real-time information, so you know exactly what's going on at any one point in time. And it therefore allows you to keep control of your costs. Not only your costs, also your income. What am I going to be short on this month? Am I going to have a good month? What can I afford to do? What can I afford to reinvest in? Can I afford that extra £200 for a piece of equipment this month or this year? Yes, I can. Having that information at your fingertips, readily available, is absolutely key to growing any small business. So I want to thank you very much for watching, guys. Please check out Osome. There's a link down below in the description, which will give you more information on Osome, all its different add-ons and abilities to what it can do for you. As always, please do comment down below. I try to reply to as many as I can, even if it's not about this video. If it's about Osome specifically, I'll reach out to Osome on your behalf, and I'll find out if I can get a response for you. Please do subscribe to the channel, click the bell notification icon, and like that video. And I'll see you again very soon for the next video.